Johnny hates his neighbors who are black and gay. He hails a few slurs each time he sees them. He can't believe that his neighborhood, once he considered this place to be the best place to live, has been taken over by people unlike him. His wife Sarah tells him that the new neighbors just want to live in peace. But Johnny is adamant that things must remain the way it was before. His anger was so great that one day he hit the wall inside of his house so hard it left an impression. Sarah became upset and started crying. She asked Johnny, why? Why are you allowing your hate of your new neighbors to ruin your life and your health? She reminded him that he would never be able to control his high blood pressure if he does not stop this hate towards his neighbors. She reminded Johnny that he had not slept well since the neighbors arrived. The reality is that there are some people in our society that are just like Johnny. Their quest to exclude others seems to be their mission on earth. And in this presentation, I will highlight the destructive nature and impact of excluding others. Johnny's story has two key themes. They are the effort and time taken to hate and exclude others, and the impact of this hate on the perpetrator's life. Let us be real. Hate is destructive in nature. It is poison. It poisons the mind and soul and the soul of others around you. According to the American Psychological Association, the research has shown that prejudice, stereotyping, and discrimination can have adverse effects on both the targets and, of course, the perpetrators. You may ask, why am I looking at this from the perpetrator's perspective? And I would say to you, developing an inclusive society will require a change of mind and a change of heart for those who continue to divide our society. This change will not come without difficult conversations and engaging with the perpetrators. Hence, I justify this presentation. A set of researchers have outlined that hate-motivated behaviors have connections to verbal and nonverbal expressions of discrimination towards an individual or groups within our society. For example, hate speech. Hate-motivated behaviors can affect the perpetrator from a structural level, interpersonal level, and of course, individual level. Based on this presentation, I'll focus on the individual level. According to the researchers, they go on to suggest that hate-related behaviors can lead to shame, anger, sadness, depression, anxiety, detachment, isolation, helplessness, and chronic disease risk and physical trauma. The reality is the list was too comprehensive for me to mention all. However, if someone consistently goes through these behaviors, it will impact their health and well-being. And if these behaviors are not addressed adequately, this will lead to greater physical harm to the victims around. The exclusion of groups by others in our society takes an ideological position that can lead to damaging effects. This ideological position is at times historically connected and also leads to various outcomes. Most recently, I was engaged in reading the book titled Dying of Whiteness by Jonathan Metzl. In this book, I gained a perspective that some individuals in America would rather cause harm to themselves than help others. For example, they would vote against a healthcare system that would yield better outcomes for themselves to prevent others from accessing who were different from them. According to the author, is somewhat like self-sacrificing for a cause. Yes, the cost of excluding others can be detrimental and can have devastating effects on those left behind. Like in the case of Jeremy Christian, who began threatening two teenage girls on a train. One of the girls had a hijab on and the other was black. 3 men on the train intervened and were attacked by Christian. Christian killed 2 of the 3 men. Before one of the passengers who came to rescue died, he whispered to another passenger who came to his rescue too, "Tell everyone on the train I love them." While hate had caused Christian to kill, the impact had torn the lives of others, and I'm sure even of his own family. I would also recommend that you read the work of Higgins, who embodies the words of the passenger. Tell everyone on the train I love them. This story highlights the importance of what is required at times in the quest for inclusion. In this case, it was a personal sacrifice of 3 individuals who came to the rescue of 2 teenage girls. Again, you might say, why am I interested in addressing this issue? My answer is still the same. We can't have inclusion if we do not try to change the hearts and minds of people around us. Hearts and minds that have been historically connected to exclude others. Hearts and minds that continue to be manipulated by leaders who use their own ingrown political ideologies for their own self-interest. We started off this presentation by exploring Johnny and his unfortunate hate towards his neighbors. However, what if Johnny had a total different mindset? He would have had neighbors that he would be able to socialize with. He would be giving more attention to his wife. He would be able to control his high blood pressure, and of course, he would be able to sleep at nights. Overall, his health outcome would be enhanced. The reality is there is a cost for exclusion as it relates to the perpetrator. The cost is far-reaching. In the end, is it worth excluding others? Was it worth leaving family members behind? The simple answer is no. However, the issue is more complicated. But in this complicated situation, we must always try to engage these individuals who are bent on excluding others. As a nation, we have progressed from post-emancipation towards an atmosphere where we can have greater diversity and inclusion. But this has been the result of winning of hearts one by one, by educating others and challenging issues to enhance inclusion. When we have less perpetrators of exclusionary practices, we will begin to enhance the inclusion process. Therefore, I urge everyone listening to this presentation, think twice before excluding others. Think twice before passing on an issue that you know will discriminate against others. And in the end, if we are able to reduce these levels as it relates to excluding others, then we'll have greater inclusivity in our society. Thanks for watching.